Still okay. Oh, hello. Hello everybody. Welcome to the Cool Stuff live stream today. My name is Aaron Patterson. I will be your host, which I am always your host on the Cool Stuff live stream because it is it is my live stream. So, hello everybody and welcome. I guess let's get started now. I'm going to present some slides and talk for a little bit and then bring on a guest, and then we'll talk and do stuff. So let me switch over to Keynote. Okay, Keynote view. All right, hello everybody, welcome. Happy Friday. Today on the Cool Stuff live stream, we're going to be writing a test framework, which is really exciting stuff. I think writing a test framework is good because everybody has opinions about test frameworks, including the person I am bringing on today. Hopefully, he has opinions about test frameworks, and we will hear them. So yeah, we're gonna write a test framework. Happy Friday, everyone! Yossi asks, "Will you write tests for the test framework?" And I have to say, I am unsure about that. We'll chat about it and see. So, okay, happy Friday, everybody. Today we're going to build our own test framework, and I've brought on a guest today for that, which his name is Justin Searls. Usually, yes, will you write the tests in RSpec? Yes, we will write, well, I don't know about that. We're going to write the tests in our test framework, hopefully. We'll see. Usually I give a presentation, like a 25-minute presentation or so at the very beginning of these live streams, and then we do some code, but like, I don't think that that's particularly helpful in this case because, like, I mean, hopefully we're all writing tests already, so we're pretty familiar with tests and test frameworks and all that jazz. So I'm not sure that giving any presentations about tests would be that useful. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring on our guests. We're going to chat about test frameworks for a while, like stuff we like, stuff we don't like. Then we're going to start actually hacking on a test framework and see what it's like to actually build one. And with that, I will bring on the guest. 1 second. Which button do I hit? This button. Justin, hello.
Hey. Hi. How's it going? Thanks
Good.
for having me on.
Yes, of course.
Wake up, Seattle. Whatever the hell this is.
I'm trying to
Wait, hold on. Before we get started, is there an explicit flag on this? Is this a family friendly?
I marked it on YouTube. I marked it as not for kids. So I think we can curse. It's probably
Anything
fine.
goes.
Yes. Oh my gosh,
right.
Corey is here. Hi, Corey. Good to see you. What are we talking about? Hello, welcome. Hello, Seattle.
Hello.
So I'm trying to make I'm trying to improve my OBS, like my OBS skills, and I want to make this look as much like a TV broadcast as possible. So that's that is what's going on here.
You've advanced to like 1988 cable access show.
Yes, exactly. Well, I mean, look, I'm trying to
progress.
I'm trying to get better at this because, you know, like they don't just give out like YouTube streaming licenses to anybody. I mean, you have to apply for it, go through all the training, and then eventually they give you the YouTube channel, and then you can broadcast on it.
At this rate, you might not get renewed.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's like I got to renew every year. Who knows?
Right into the FCC. I want my Aaron Patterson.
Oh boy. So let's talk about tests and stuff. Wait, no, let's talk about you, Justin. You're a meta programmer. I've put that in the bottom here. You're a meta programmer. What is a meta programmer?
Yeah, so there's a separate YouTube link that we'll throw in the description later to describe how I landed on this title.
We will do that.
I work at the software agency that I co-founded 12 years ago called Test Double. And when we started the company, I got to spend a few years being a programmer, but then I became like sales, marketing, doing stuff guy. And I've slowly found people to do all those other things better than I could do them. And I'm in this position where I I program, but not for any real useful purpose, but to program and then talk about programming. And
so you've automated yourself basically, or
yes,
you're
yeah,
automating
yeah.
yourself. Okay. So
And now I'm a hobbyist who's part of the commentariat, just editorializing thoughts about
I see
what it's like to hence meta
programmer. Yeah, that makes sense. I get it. But I mean, like,
also I write.
I don't know if meta programmer is good though. I mean, like, aren't we always told, you shouldn't do too much meta programming?
Well, actually, what I think happened was in early days Ruby, we got a little bit carried away with metaprogramming, and then there was a sharp reversal where everyone was told don't metaprogram, and now I'm trying to bring back a healthy amount of it. So like,
I see.
There's only one metaprogrammer out of like 100 at Test Double. That seems like the right ratio of metaprogramming.
So more like sustainable yes. Metaprogramming. I see.
That's
that
right.
makes sense. Yeah, I get it.
Yep.
I get it. All right. Well, let's talk about like test frameworks. I have never written a test framework before. Have you?
Yes. I've written a couple. The only one that I've published that I would recommend anyone use is called Minitest, and it's a Node module. And the reason I built it, because most of the stuff I do is kind of like meant to be experimental. I wanted to see, could I write a good test runner that has no API? So like you just export modules, and if they're shaped the right way, it's a test.
It's a test.
And there's not there's not any hooks or other kind of methods that you can call. It's just you shape your tests like tests, and then they run like tests when you pass into the CLI. And that was kind of fun. But I've never written a Ruby one, and you and I have talked over the years about if we could team up on a Ruby test runner, what would it be?
Yeah. I've never written a test framework myself. Like I've hacked a lot on. I mean, I've looked at the internals of Minitest and RSpec. Like I've hacked a lot on both of those, mainly because in the case of Minitest, it's basically I forget how it works, so I just go read the source code, and it's small enough that I can just like read the source code.
It's written in Seattle style, so you're able to understand.
Yes, I'm able to understand that. And for those of you that don't know, Seattle style uses few parentheses as possible, including method definitions. So you'll notice in this stream, since I've got Seattle in the background here, this is what we do here on this channel. Yeah, I've looked at RSpec's internals, but mainly for like performance stuff. Like I don't know, just different things. I've worked on both
huge
styles.
Difference between Minitest internals and RSpec's internals is that if somebody says they've read Minitest internals, I'll believe them.
Oh yeah,
RSpec is so huge.
No, there's so much stuff in RSpec. I've not read the whole thing. There's no way. Like I've just read like certain bits and pieces of it. So I think we should talk about stuff that we like between these two, like stuff we like about, since we're writing our own test framework today, let's talk about stuff we like, stuff we don't like, and what we're going to add and not add to our stuff. So, like, what do you like about RSpec?
All right, I will. Thanks for picking me first, because I think we both like the same and maybe only thing about RSpec, which is I like the CLI. I think they came out the gate with a great CLI. You can glob stuff. You can give it a file. You can give it a line number. You can give it the name of the spec if you want. It had lots of ways to format, progress, time things. I think it's an excellent CLI. Now, Aaron, what is something else you like about RSpec? No.
Okay. Unfortunately, that is the same thing I like about RSpec. I really like the test runner. I really like the test runner of RSpec. It makes things a lot easier. I think the output is colored by default too. I like that. I mean, I don't particularly care whether it's colored like color or not. Doesn't make a huge difference to me, but it does. I don't know. It's fine. It's nice. I feel like everybody's.
I think this reflects on how many things you like about RSpec that you're already like. The only thing you could name is something you're like, I'm kind of indifferent about this.
Well, I feel like the rejection of colors is like, oh well, not every terminal is going to have colors, but I feel like it is 2023.
Yes. Yeah.
Most terminals support colors, so I feel like we can use those to our advantage. So,
But now you got the Gen Z kids learning about the Apple accessibility to like turn their phones grayscale to make them less addictive.
mm,
So, but that's different than getting a bunch of like escape characters thrown in your face.
sure. You know
Which
what we
is,
should do? You know what we should do though? Instead of dots, we should use emoji.
yeah, that's fair. That's you got to be modern.
Yes.
If you look at all of the new modern terminals, all the Node.js stuff, it's got to have
It's
emoji.
gotta have emoji. If you don't have emoji, it doesn't sell, right? And that's
No.
that's
And that's what open source is here to do.
that's what we're
days,
that's
is
what
it's
we're all
gotta
about.
sell.
We gotta move those gems. Get those downloads.
Yep. That. Well, okay. So let's close the book on RSpec and say, you know, I will fully admit, like, I was super excited about RSpec when it was early. I promoted it for several years. I found it to be a really useful way to talk about tests, especially people who are new to tests. You're the person who sold me on questioning RSpec and then eventually getting me to give it up in favor of Minitest. I think you came over, it was 2014. We were pairing and you just got really mad at RSpec. And I remember what you said. Do you remember what you said about what you didn't like about RSpec?
No, I don't remember.
You were talking about how you want your code to be classes and methods so that you can navigate it like classes and methods and introspect it like classes and method and profile it like classes and methods. And when everything is 55 layers of procs, you have no way as a Ruby programmer to figure out what the hell is actually going on in your tests.
Yes, that's very true. I guess like, oh, Mark is saying his favorite thing about RSpec is listening to Stephen Baker complain about it. Stephen Baker, I think, is the original RSpec author.
Yes,
that is funny. That's true. Like, I guess I have a hard time navigating RSpec specs because like normal CTAG stuff doesn't work. Like, I think you can install plugins and stuff that'll let you navigate it, but it's kind of weird because I want to use the same tools on my normal Ruby code as in my test code. Like, to me, test code shouldn't be any different than regular code. So I'd prefer, just use the same tools. Also, like, shared specs are interesting.
It makes it easy to have a concise bit of like text in RSpec actually represent a combinatorial explosion at runtime that would take 10 hours to run.
Yeah.
And that is not good because another thing that you and I complained about tests is sometimes test suites take so long to run that you can't be productive.
Yes. Let's talk about what we like about Minitest and then talk about test speed or like performance. Tell me what you like about Minitest.
So some things I like about Minitest are it is miniature. It's not large, so it's scrutable as opposed to RSpec's inscrutable. I think. Sorry, hey,
scrutable versus inscrutable. Yes, okay.
Minitest assertions are pretty no nonsense. Certain aspects of the API, like there are the annoying things about Minitest are things you learn once and then you get over it, like the order of the expected actual result.
It's expected, comma actual, and you need to memorize that. Yeah, that's yes.
Yeah, those kinds of things. But what about you? What's something you like about Minitest?
I like that it's small and easy to read the code base. Like you can peruse through the code base really quickly and understand what you need to do. So that's basically what I like. Marco mentions it's important to differentiate between actual Minitest and active support test case. I think that's a good point. Active support test case is I believe it's a subclass. It's got to be a subclass of Minitest test.
It's got to be a subclass.
Yeah, but it's the one it's what Rails provides for you. So when you're writing a Rails application, you inherit from active support test case rather than directly from Minitest test case. And I think the main differences are like it provides in Minitest you can do assert equals and then there's like refute equals. So not, and I think active support test case makes it like assert not equals instead of refute equals. So I don't know. The dialect's a little bit different, but not huge.
It's got the setup and tear down our class level hook
Hooks.
methods that you can
Yeah.
call multiple times instead of having to remember to call super
Yep.
in the class chain. Oh yeah, active support test case includes like fixtures and kind of other Rails stuff. Even
Yeah,
at that base
fixtures.
level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Xspam42. Xspam42 says you can do like test. It's got the test method, so you can do test
right.
and then give it a string and then a block, and then it gives you the thing.
Right.
I'm not
because some people pay by the underscore.
Yes.
So you gotta.
Zhang. Hi. Nice YouTube name, John. Oh, okay. I don't like the test do blocks because they can leak stuff. So like you can reference stuff outside the block, so you can like muck with things outside of your scope.
Yeah.
Muck with things outside of your scope, which is why I prefer just methods themselves. I like those. Now, what do you not like about Minitest?
I feel like any test framework that doesn't have a CLI will inevitably get lots of bad ones. And so if you're a newbie coming to Ruby, and I never heard that rhyme before in 18 years of doing this.
Newbie in Ruby?
Yeah. But it's like okay, I wrote my first test. How do I run it? And then it's like, oh well, just type Ruby space dash capital I underscore lib, and then like by then they're just like, okay, or I could just like go and install Jest. I'm a JavaScript programmer now. You've lost me forever, and that's not what we're going for. So that's probably my number one frustration with Minitest.
No CLI. Yeah.
No CLI.
I really, really like the simplicity of being able to just run the test script, but I also agree, I agree with you. If you, having a CLI is much nicer because you can't, there's no way to say, hey, I want you to run this particular line, this particular test from this particular line, because you're feeding all the command line arguments into Ruby, and then, hopefully Minitest is able to muck with argv and figure out what you wanted to do, but ultimately you're passing it to Ruby, and I think having a CLI is a bit more powerful. I will tell you what I hate about Minitest.
I know a thing that you hate about Minitest.
Okay.
And I hope that it's not this one, but tell us what it is.
Okay, so the thing I really, really dislike about Minitest is the plugin system.
Yeah, it was plugins.
Okay, so it's great that I love that Minitest has plugins, and for those of you that don't know, Minitest has a plugin system, and the way that the plugin system works is you install a gem, and when you run a Minitest test, Minitest will actually scan through all the gems that are installed on your system, looking for plugins, and then load those plugins in. So if you happen to install some random gem that happens to have a Minitest plugin in it, all of a sudden all of the tests on your system are using this thing. And maybe when we get to the terminal here in a minute, maybe I can demonstrate that, because it annoys the crap out of me. It's so annoying. If you're gonna have I really think if you're gonna have a plugin system, you should opt into the plugins. You should list out, specifically say, hey, I want this plugin, this plugin, this plugin, not just magically discover them. That really bothers me.
Well, it's also really slow because if you've got 1,000 gems installed, what percentage are also going to export Minitest plugins?
A zero. It's zero. So Minitest is going through all of your gems only to find that yes, indeed, none of them have Minitest plugins.
Yeah, because you were comparing to me when you were complaining about this. You were running just an empty test that does nothing with the plugin search.
Takes forever.
An order of magnitude slower than adding the environment flag that would disable plugins.
Yeah. So if you install Rails actually has a Minitest plugin inside of it for Rails' own test runner. But that means that if you install Rails, now all of a sudden any other projects that you're working on are infected with the Rails test runner. And that's I guess I'm saying infected as a bad thing. It's not Rails' fault. It's just the way that the Minitest plugin system works is
No, it's Ryan Davis's fault. Is that what you're saying?
I guess so. But there's an environment variable you can set to disable this thing. Okay, so let's move on. Let's move on for a second. I want to talk about an idea. So I saw you give a presentation at in Florida at Ancient City Ruby.
Yep, that's right.
And you were talking about having a performance or like a time bucket. I can't remember the words you used exactly, but it's like, or a time budget. So you have a certain amount of time to run tests, and if you go over that, you have to like do performance work to get it under the time. Is that the gist of it, or?
Yeah. And I literally had like a little 2x2 grid of Tetris pieces, right? So it's like, all right, you got this 25-minute budget. And this was for end-to-end tests was the idea. It was like, oh, you want to test, the login flow and also creating a list and also this other thing, but it takes up the whole budget. Either you got to get rid of a test, or you got to make the test faster, or you got to make the code faster. And I'm in macOS Sonoma, and when I do something that looks like a thumbs up, it
gives you a thumbs up.
Yeah, that's right. And thumbs up, you're in your budget. I'm going to try to keep my hands down here from now on.
Ed is asking, didn't Aaron write a blog post about slowness in RubyGem lookups? Yes, probably. I probably did.
That sounds like something you would
do. Sounds like something I would do, yes. And then Ian is saying, I have a nice collection of bad Minitest CLIs he's written. Yes, I can understand that.
The best bad Minitest CLI you can use is just the M gem.
Yeah.
Yes, by Nick Q-Rush, and he stopped maintaining it, and so he when I asked him about it, he did the awesome drive-by open source thing of making me committer and owner of the gem. So
congrats, you're on the core team now.
Yeah, I'm on the core team of the M gem. And that will let you specify tests just like RSpec, basically, with line numbers to run just the tests captured under there, etc.
All right, so back to our time budget. So we currently have like one requirement for our new test framework, and that is emoji output, right?
Yes.
And the other, like, I want to take your like time budget thing to a, I guess, logical extreme and apply that to our test framework here. I think so what I want to do is I want to write a test framework where you only get a certain amount of time and then it quits.
Yes. So here's the thing. Tools are a balance, right? Of like, tools enable you to do awesome stuff, but when they like result in bad outcomes, we need to revisit our tools. And so we keep writing these test frameworks that let you write as many tests as you want, as slow as you want. And then we keep seeing these companies with these 5-hour-long CI builds. And so in response, this idea that you got, we could write a test runner that the max test run is like as long as, maybe a reasonable feedback loop for quickly working in a system. And once you get past that point, it just quits.
It's done. Yeah, I mean, like you can only pay attention to the test run for so long, right? You run like,
or you stop running the tests.
Yeah, we've all been there. You run the test, and it's like gonna take 5 minutes. And you're like, I can't deal with this. You go do something else. I don't know, read not Twitter anymore. Lobsters, I guess. And then you forgot what you're doing, and then eventually you're like, well, okay, well, I can't be bothered to do this. Let's ship it off to a CI process, and you wait for CI now. So, like, we've all been there. We need faster tests.
Your audio broke up.
Oh,
so
I said
that wasn't a question.
No, that wasn't a question. That was me pausing and for you to say, yes, we need faster tests.
Yes, I am on team faster tests.
Okay.
And faster test suites. Yeah.
So what do you think? Like, what do you think an appropriate amount of time should be? Like, what is the best amount of time? Like, as a trained professional, which you are,
right?
Working at Test Double, you have test in the name. What is the maximum amount of time that somebody can pay attention to a test?
I think if it's so remember, Google did all that famous research saying that if pages were slower than 200 milliseconds, people would start getting irritated enough that they'd tab away. If we did 200 milliseconds, nobody would use this.
Yeah.
Because I think even just loading your gems could take that long in some cases. But at the same time, anything more than a few seconds, and you're probably doing a significant amount of file I/O or network I/O.
Okay.
Which, is fine if you need some, like maybe a test suite that does that stuff. But if you just want to make sure that you're writing fast tests, my vote is 1.8 seconds.
1.8 seconds. Okay, so we're going to write a test framework that outputs emoji, and if it takes longer than 1.8 seconds, it's going to exit the process. It's just going to quit. Yep. And so we need a name. We need a name for this test framework. And I think I have a good name.
What's the name?
We're gonna call it TLDR, or
too long didn't run.
Too long didn't run.
Wonderful. Yes.
Okay, I think we've been yammering enough. Let's do some actual code now.
All right.
All right. So let's see.
You got to run with the typing, or I'm going to write some parentheses, and it's going to make you angry.
Okay. I mean, I'll let you type. I'll just remove the parentheses. All right.
As we go.
All right. Goodbye, Keynote. Let's move you off to the side here. Okay. Let's do this. So we've got our test framework up and running, or our directory here, TLDR. As always, if anybody has any questions or comments, put it in the chat, and we will talk about it and answer them. So, what do you think we should do? Where should we start, Justin? You have written a test framework. I have never done that. So, where should we start?
Yeah, well, whenever I'm pairing with you, we usually spend way too long in exactly one file. So let's make a file called tldr.rb.
Okay.
Or test.rb.
tldr.rb. Seems good.
One time years ago, somebody told me that this was TDD the right way, where you would write the test and the working implementation in the test, and then you extract the working implementation. So I don't remember who told me that, but he was older than I was. So
Corey says it was him.
Was it Corey? It was probably Corey. Hey, Corey. Corey's also older than me, I think.
Ian says it would be nice if the test runner could enforce that global state isn't mutated. I think that might be too advanced for the 30 minutes that we have left here. But we'll see what we can do. All right, what do we do? So what do we do first? I really like the class-based stuff from Minitest, so I think that we should continue. I think we should continue with that. So we should have class.
Let's write an example class.
Yeah, let's write a class. Fun test.
Yeah.
Less than TLDR, right? Something like that. And I think we should still do methods. I like that.
Yeah. I think that's good. Starting with test is good. Test, sure. What do you feel about whenever I've got a constant that's multiple characters in an acronym? I only do the first one because I'm lazy and I don't like keeping the shift key held down. What do you think about capital T, lowercase LDR?
No.
All right. It's your screen.
It's got to be uppercase because this is it's an acronym, dude. We can't do that. Gotta be.
Okay, cool. I'm playing at your house here.
Yes. I mean, and if you're too lazy, you can just be okay, lowercase TLDR, and then be VIWU. You could just U that. Come on, man. So Rupi is saying in Volkswagen, we should add built-in Volkswagen tests that make all the tests pass in production by default.
That's great. VW test.
Yes. Yeah. All right. So we're going to do this. And I also
we don't have an assertion library. Okay, go ahead.
I really like the assert stuff too. So I think we should I like the method-based stuff. So I think we should do assert equal. Actually, let's just start with assert first. Assert true. Like that, right?
Sure.
Ed is saying we should have 30 minutes of bike shedding about capitalization.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
And that's why you want your test suite to be limited to 1.8 seconds, because it maximizes the bike shedding time for later, for arguing by editors.
Okay, all right. So we got this. We got this. This is what we want our tests to look like. We're gonna do this. We're gonna write our own, but we're gonna write our own test runner. So let's do that. Tell me what to do here.
All right, so let's make TLDR a module, and we'll have a couple kind of module methods on it.
Oh no. I can't do it. We can't inherit from a module though. Should we do?
Oh shit! Oh yeah. Oh, I guess if we're inheriting,
do that?
no, but that's extra keystrokes.
Yeah.
Let's keep it a class and just make it messy.
Okay.
So top level like class method, the two activities in any test runner are you gotta do a plan phase.
Okay.
Where you, in this case, you might look at files and load those files, or you might look at like you might have it past a bunch of classes, and then the CLI goes and figures out what those are. And then what it gets returned is a test plan that is basically just a list of, here's all of the methods that I have to run, and if I run all of them, that's 100% completion of the tests.
Okay.
So if you're parallelizing them, you can carve them up in advance and then pass them and so forth.
Makes sense.
And you can have a progress bar maybe display.
Okay. So we're gonna do have a tldr.plan. And that gives us back a plan for what we're going to run, and then maybe a plan dot
run bang. Sure.
Seem good?
Perfect.
All right, cool.
Looks good.
Great. Let's see. Yoshi is saying, would be great for a test framework to be able to split execution by more than file names. Yeah, I agree. Definitely.
Totally agree.
Yep. Okay. Plan.new. Yeah. Let's do.
It's got a run bang method.
Yep, I like it. We're gonna have to do self.plan though. Called that.
Oh, thanks.
All right. I guess we can run this. It's just not gonna do anything now, right?
You were talking about setting up FS Watch.
Yeah, let me do that. So we're gonna do over here get TLDR. So I like this command here, fswatch tldr.rb. I'm going to explain what it is here for a second. So fswatch is it's a command line utility on macOS that lets you watch anything. You can pass it anything. So in this case, what I've done is I've passed, give me the screen, give me the pointer. Right there, I passed a dot, and that means I want you to watch the current directory, and then we can pipe that to xargs, and then say okay, anytime something has changed in here, I want you to run this command. So it's just going to run ruby tldr.rb. So anytime we write to tldr, it's just going to run it. So let's do a demo here. So that's going to sit there, and then my head's in the way of the code. Shoot, I'll duck. There we go. So if we come back over here and do I don't know, puts hello. And then when I write the file, it should run it. Yeah, there we go. Okay, great. All right. Well, hopefully, so plan and plan.run are not that interesting. So hopefully my head being in the way is okay.
Well, the thing about this file is it's going to get longer, so we might want to make some adjustments.
All right, let's do this. I'm going to make...
Can we just drag you to the center of the...
There we go.
Right. It's a good way to enforce short line length.
Yeah, exactly. All right, we're gonna keep those lines short. Okay. So plan.run. What are we gonna do now? We gotta collect these subclasses, I guess, right?
Yep. So plan could either take an argument like the current file or a list of files.
Oh, do you want it to get a list of files? Okay. Or what are we gonna do? We're gonna.
So what we haven't told the audience here is that we are not going to write the CLI today because that's just going to be a pain in the ass.
Oh
yeah.
Really
distracted to. Let's just do the test runner bits.
Yeah,
so
I
that's
like
why
this.
I'm imagining here. Just load the current file.
Yeah, I like this a lot. We pass a file in, and then it should load the file, I guess, and figure out what tests are in there, and then just do its thing. I like this a lot. So I think plan should be really as simple as we'll get a file list. Does that seem okay?
You could do an asterisk in front so it splats, because file is just going to be one thing.
We're going to make people pass an array.
Oh, nice. Good to be explicit.
Yeah. I don't like it when people do like splat there. I mean, I think it's fine. It's just like if you want an array, like, you know,
Let it have its ears.
yeah,
That's what
like
I'd say.
it's fine. You just use it. So for now, let's just do like file list dot each. I don't know, load.
Yeah, load.
Something like that.
Oh wow, numbered parameters in a block. Look at you. Switch the Ruby version. I was like, I didn't know that worked, and then the answer is it doesn't work.
It doesn't work. It only works on Ruby 3. Oh, okay. Yeah, I probably don't want to do this.
Require will prevent it from loading again. There you go.
Okay. No such file to load. Oh my goodness. You know, we're just not going to do that because we're in a single file mode here. When we break this out, we'll do it later. Okay. All right. So we're in here, and we're going to keep track of the classes via inherited hook. Does that seem okay?
Yeah. What version of Ruby do you need to use self.inherited? Is that a?
Oh, that's old. It's very old.
Is it old?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, there it is. Fun test. Right there
Excellent.
at the bottom.
Looks
cool.
good.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So
throw that on a class variable.
So I really don't like this. Let's do like it sucks because like, well, we need to keep.
And if that's how we're tracking it, then what is the plan?
Yeah, exactly. What is the plan?
It was just to load the files.
And our plan failed. Okay. All right. Help me out here, Justin. What do we do? I'm gonna delete this. This is a bad idea.
You liked the idea of the explicitness around opting into declaring your plugins.
Yeah.
What if we just declared the test? So what if we just so instead of extension here, fuck extension. Sorry everyone.
No, it's okay. This is an adult stream. No children allowed.
This is an adults only stream.
Yes.
We could do tldr add fun test.
Yeah, I guess like I like it, but how do we figure out that we had fun test in the class that we're loading? Or in the file that we're loading. Does that make sense? Like, how do we know this? Can you figure that out later?
Well, if this, imagine that this is like funtest.rb.
Yeah.
And it has its own tldr.add funtest at the end of it.
Oh, I see. Yeah,
so it's
that's
like
fine.
Literally you're adding it to an API just like anything else. We're not using any fancy Ruby hooks.
Okay. Yeah, and later we can figure out a way to get rid of that. I like this. Yeah, it seems fine. That's good. Sure. Do we want to do that? Like, is that going to be part of the plan? So, like, do we do plan?
Well, in this case, I don't think we need to plan anything because in Ruby everything's global anyway. So we've added it to funtest, so we can get rid of self.plan and just pass it. Since this is all being explicit, we really just need self.add.
Corey has commented, I like his idea a lot. He says, why not do tldr.subclasses to get a list of constants? So we keep the subclass idea, and then we can just say like dot subclasses. I like it a lot. Yes.
That's what my brain thought you were doing, and I got because subclasses is newer, right? Like that's Ruby.
Yeah, that is newer. But we're all look. I'm running Ruby trunk here. I don't care. We're using the newest one. It does not matter. So we should be able to do like p tldr. Tiago is saying filter argv for file names, and you'll get similar experience to RSpec. Yes, that is true. So let's do tldr dot. What was it? Subclasses?
Subclasses.
Let's see if that actually works. Yes. Oh my goodness. Nice. This is what we want. Yep. Let's do this.
All
Great.
Right. So plan can take nothing, and we'll just do for now the TLDR subclasses, and we'll deal with the loading later.
Yep. Oops.
Oh, cool. It's a YouTube.
TLDR.
I'm not used to teammating.
TLDR.subclasses.
Yep, thanks.
Awesome.
All right, and then map them.
Yep.
And each each one of these guys, folks.
It's a constant.
Uh,
Well, constant name, right?
yeah.
Oh, no. It's not a constant name. It's the actual class. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, it's the class. Yeah, it's the class. So we should be able to say subclass.methods. And for each of those, I guess I want a flat map then.
Oh, wow. Brad is saying if we use... Hi, Brad. Also, Brad is saying if we use descendants, we can get recursive subclasses. That's interesting.
Even better.
Is descendants a normal Ruby thing, though? Hold on a sec. Give me a sec. We're going to get rid of the P. I want to know if that... Does this break? Oh, yeah. I can't do that. We need subclasses.
Or did I just misspell descendants? You'll never know now. I don't know.
All right.
The descendant? Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Does that mean we can't do like, well, if we do class foo fun
You could write
test,
a recursive function to look up all of the subclasses of the subclasses, but we're just too lazy to do that right now.
Yeah, we could. Hold on one sec. P
I did spell it right.
subclass. If I run that, oh yeah, we only get that one. That's fine. We'll figure it out later. Let's just do immediate, like
We'll
no
do it
recursive
post.
ones for now. Yeah. It's fine.
Right.
All right, you drive.
Okay, so in addition to a plan, we could have something like a test plan, I guess. Since we haven't used the word test yet, we can just call each of these a test. So we can say struct new class method keyword in it true. And we could say, all right, so for each of these folks, next unless method dot starts with test, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we'll want to compact this, I suppose. These are really long lines for the split.
Hold on, you're killing me. You're killing me.
Oh, wait. Thanks.
All right. Now we have all of them. We don't have much room here.
Yeah, right. All right.
All right.
Well, I was going to build a map, so I guess now I'm still mapping, right?
So you want to make one instance of test per method and class.
Right.
So if I have
each,
okay.
Here's the thing. Here's how JUnit and most class-based unit tests runners worked over the years. Is you might think, and I know you know this, but you in the audience sense, is your cat purring? Is that the?
Oh, you hear her snoring? Yes, my cat is snoring.
I already put Choo Choo to sleep. So when let's say you've got a unit test class with 5 test methods on it, you might think that the test runner would instantiate that thing once and then just run those 5 methods, but that's not how they actually work. It will instantiate the test once, run the first method, do the setup and tear down for that thing, and then it will throw it away.
Okay.
And then it'll instantiate the test class again, and then it'll run the thing. So I think that's probably why my brain went to, I want to keep these tests. Who needs keyword in it? Who needs parentheses? So if you watch this and you know that I maintain a standard Ruby along with our colleagues at Test Double, Aaron's way and my way are both standard compliant. And that was intentional because I didn't want Aaron to not use standard.
Oh, and I'm not using it right now. Oh my gosh, I've been caught. Hold on.
Brand. Oh no, that wasn't great.
Hold on.
14 whole minutes to finish this.
Oh, you're right. Let's not mess with this then.
Nope.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. Let's at least get a test running before we end this.
Before we Screw
Yes.
with Vim configuration.
Yes.
It's really important that these tests only run in 1.8 seconds, so we have time for Vim configuration at work.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so we got all. This should give us all of our tests, right? We have a subclass, we have a method. So this is our list of tests. And then what are we gonna do with that? We're gonna give that to the plan.
Yeah, that would be part of the plan, and then to run the plan.
Ooh.
Now this is like really good OO because a thing called plan will run all your tests if you call its run method.
So all we're gonna do, like all we're
Great
gonna do
job.
here is we're just gonna be like test
Loop over the
dot
test.
shuffle dot each, because we're gonna run them in random order, right? Test, and then I think we should just be like test dot run. And then we can be like, because I'm lazy. Run bang.
Yeah.
Okay, and
You're saving
then
precious lines so that the code doesn't run into your head.
yeah, exactly. Actually, let's just do class.new.send method, right?
Yep. We won't have the setup or teardown stuff, but we will call the method, and we're creating a new thing for each one. But let's get what we got working.
Yeah. What's up here? Oh, you know what? So a funny thing about this FS watch trick is that if you have an infinite loop, it will not exit. So you have to do that. I'm pretty sure I wrote an infinite loop.
I can't believe computers still can't know when they're in an infinite loop.
I know. I feel like they should be able to look.
They
at
should
a
know
function.
whether they're going to halt or not.
Yeah, they should be able to look at a function and ask, is this function going to quit or continue?
It was what was the name of that Benedict Cumberbatch movie where that guy explained to us the halting problem?
I don't know this movie. Benedict Cumberbatch.
Oh, he played Alan Turing in World War II.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that was great. Yeah, that was an awesome movie.
This is all very NP complete.
Yes. Okay, so actually we don't have an output. The real problem was we're not printing anything. So yeah. But what's up with this? We should have had like a thing blow up. Is assert a method? There's no way that's a method. Puts.
Are you sure it's not a method?
I don't know. I am not sure. Run? Come on.
Maybe
Really?
the grep test returned nothing.
Oh. Oh yeah, it did, because we need to do instance methods.
There it is.
There we
You
go.
tried to get fancy.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, cool. So we don't have any assertions, so tldr needs to have an assertion. Let's do that.
So we can mix that. I guess we would mix in another assertions module probably into tldr.
Sure, let's just do assertions, and then I'm just gonna include assertions for now because we're lazy, and then we're gonna do def assert bool, and then this has got to be like, I think what we should do. So I really like the way that Minitest does it, which is just raise an exception if
totally.
wrong. So let's do like raise error unless bool, and then let's also take a message.
So if you're watching, you might know that a lot of test runners will differentiate between an error and a failure, where if an assertion fails, it counts as a failure, but if another error occurs, it counts as an error. And the reason that's useful is, like, if it's an assertion failure, then that tells you one thing, and if it's just like it blew up, that's another thing. So if we do it how Aaron's writing as I speak, we've got a custom error called a failure. And so when we also in honor of Jim Wyrick, who liked using fail semantically, fail is an alias.
Oh yeah,
Ruby.
let's do that.
Let's use failure. And now our future CLI will be able to determine whether or not it was a failure logically or.
Jean, we want to inherit from its exception. Perfect. I never remember which one to inherit from. Exception.
Because this is Java, because it's like JUnit.
I do not remember.
I'm just kidding.
Oh.
Oh no.
Wow, thank you. A person who I have no idea who this is, named Becky Searls, says these YouTubers are so great.
Awesome. Thanks, Becky.
Okay, so let's try, I think it's going, so let's try asserting false and see if it blows up correctly. Nice, it does. Okay. So it blows up if we have a failed assertion, but what do we do? I do not know how to deal with, we want to keep track of this, right? We need to do, print. If we don't fail, we need to print an emoji, right? What are we going to print?
So one thing you could do is you could, of course, if you're failing, that's raising, and then you're not going to necessarily print anything on failure. So one thing you could do is just create the failure, right? So failure.new with the message, and print something in the case of failure. So if it fails, create the failure as add it to some sort of collection, and then print afterwards. So that way you could say print as soon as it fails, so you see the failure as soon as it happens, but also have some summary at the end of the test run.
Okay.
It's like, hey, here's all your dots and Fs and Es and so forth.
I still want it to blow up because when we're writing the test, I don't want to execute if this fails. If we fail here, I don't want to do I don't want to continue.
Right. That's a great point. So in the test run method, we would probably wrap that in a begin rescue. So now, or because TLDR is all about getting as fast a feedback as possible. RSpec has a tac fail fast mode where it just fails fast.
Yeah.
Maybe we just say screw it and fail fast, and it just blows up. And if your tests aren't passing, then make your test pass. Who cares? Who cares how many aren't passing? I'm gonna do this. Our stream is so slow that I can't see what emoji that was.
Oh, you look at your terminal.
Oh shit! Sorry. No one ever squinting. 100. It's 100, everybody.
Yeah. If we pass, we get 100, right? That's great.
Sucks.
It's great. And then down here we're gonna run and we'll do rescue. What was our thing? Failure. And then do print. I don't know. The praying emoji. I don't know. Something like that.
Sure.
Oh, we're failing right now. Oh, we're failing right now. That's not
we're
good.
Failing
okay.
Right now. That's not good.
Why are we failing? Oh, because we asserted false. That's why. Maybe let's not do that.
Nailed it.
Okay.
I think you might want to create some white space between these test runs so that we.
Yeah.
So that looks like we have two tests.
Let's do that. Okay.
That puts a new line there.
Okay. All right. 100. Great. We only have 5 minutes. We only have 5 minutes left, and there's one we have one of the requirements done, which is the emoji output. Emoji output. We need to get the other one working, which is we can only last for 1.8 seconds. So I think what we should do is.
Yep, you got it.
We're going to do thread.new, and a very important feature of this is how will we configure the timeout?
We're going to write the number into the code because if it was a constant, somebody would try to change it.
So we're going to sleep 1.8 here, and then we're going to exit bang.
Yeah, and maybe add puts, time's up. Too long didn't run. There it is. That's the signature.
That's the name of the library, right? All right, let's test. Let's test that this works.
Okay, so let's
sleep two. Yeah. Okay.
Oh. Yes. Excellent. There we go.
We did it, everybody.
We did it. What did we learn?
All right, too long didn't run. All right, what are we missing? We have assertions. We have output. We probably need to catch some, like, get some statistics. I mean, if we fail, so like, oh man, we only have 3 minutes left, and I'm trying to be serious with our 3 minutes left. Should we do anything else?
Yes. So here's an obvious one. So in our example test, not all errors are failures. So I would go down to the bottom here and just do, like, raise.
Oh no.
Boom, right? Because we're not capturing that.
Yeah.
And then up here, that rescue. I don't know. Oh, I must have just hit a tmux thing. The rescue thing here would just be rescue anything else.
Yeah.
And print.
Yeah, because we have to keep track of, so here, like, here's our success case. And we need to keep track of our success cases, and then...
Since Corey is watching, he's probably not going to like that the print is happening way up here.
and he would be right, yes.
He would be right. I think that's a mixed level of emoji abstraction. Is that what we say?
Yeah, okay, this looks good. This looks very good. So we're printing this.
Let's create a few tests in a row.
Okay.
So that we can see multiple things.
Okay, so let's do
one that raises,
test,
one that
passes.
Fails. Yeah.
Assert true, and then let's do def test fails.
Yeah.
Make sure I'm out of the way. Assert false, and then down here this one just raises. Okay. Great. And we should see them come out in random order.
It can't. Yeah, there you go. Nice.
Okay. Nice. Awesome.
This is a real grown-up test suite thing.
Yeah, we have a real test framework here. So we can say, like, here, what we probably want to do is we probably want to have, like, a test result and return that.
Yep.
So, like, number of, I don't know, we're not going to do this now. We have 1 minute left, but here we would add a result where we keep track of the number of assertions, all the statistics that we want, and then return that back up here.
And then at the very end, you want to list off all the errors, probably in, like, a more handy, group them lexicographically. So like even though we're running all of these, we're running stuff from one test class over here and over here, you'd want to probably see those in the output. And
Yep. All right, awesome.
We got further than I expected.
We did. We got a lot further than I expected. This is great. This is very fun. Unfortunately, the TLDR gem is already taken on RubyGem, so I don't know if I'll be able to publish.
So if that was you 13 years ago, because I think it's to summarize tldr.io, which itself, the domain has expired.
It's expired, yes.
So hopefully we can make a case.
Too long didn't renew. All right. Thank you, Justin. Yeah, time's up. Thank you so much. It was great to have you on. I'm going to go back to the keynote now. Goodbye, Justin.
Fade away.
All right. So we did it. Let me pull up keynote here. We did it. Oh, I did the agenda. Thank you, Justin. It was so good to have you on. I really appreciate that you came. I had a great time pairing, and I hope that you all in the audience had a good time as well. Next month, I am going to do... What am I going to do next month? Next month, I'm not going to have a guest next month. I want to do some hacking on Tenderjit, so I'm just going to do that. And then please join me then. I will schedule it online, and I hope you all have a good weekend. Thank you so much, and goodbye.